Hello again, and welcome to the last session of the 17th annual Transforming the Teaching and Learning Environment virtual conference. I'm Bob Bales, I'm your moderator. I'll say up front, happy Valentine's Day and happy National Ferris Wheel Day. Ah, very nice. We have with us Dr. Georgina Arguello. She is the Assistant Dean for Academic and Faculty Affairs for Bilingual Programs and an Associate Professor at Nova Southeastern University's Abraham S. Fischler College of Education and School of Criminal Justice. 20 years of experience in higher ed, specializing in academic advising, student services, and online teaching for graduate and non-traditional students. Let me turn it over to you.
Thank you, Bob. And well, today I'm going to be talking about transforming graduate advising with AI, and it's a model to increase retention and success. This is what I will be discussing today. First, I'm going to understand the problem. Then I'm going to explain the AI-driven advising model, the implementation period and the organizational changes, measuring success of this new advising model, the different challenges learned when implementing this advising model, and what is the future outlook and takeaways from implementing the new advising AI model. So for you guys to understand a little bit more about the context, I work for a higher education institution. Mostly the majority of my students are non-traditional graduate students. So as you may know, non-traditional students have a lot of issues because they have to juggle their professional lives, their families, and other type of responsibilities. So it's very important that they have the support from the higher education institution they are attending to be able to succeed in their study. So what is the problem the College of Education and School of Criminal Justice facing? Well, we have a one-size-fits-all model of advising. So basically, our advising model only has 6 professional advisors. I call them regular professional advisors because they're basically handling a lot of administrative issues that these, tasks entail. However, we don't have any faculty mentors to improve the student's success. So we lack a faculty mentor piece in our advising model, which many higher education institutions have it, especially at the graduate level. We have dissertation chairs, dissertation members, but not a faculty member that it's going to be since day one with the student and making sure that the graduate student is selecting the right program and it's registering the right program, etc. So we have limited advising services. In reality, our advising services are more clerical rather than advisors really mentoring and advising correctly the students. There's like a lack of training as well for our advisors. This is based on research that I have conducted previously for the past 4 years. I have been interviewing the advisors with other 2 previous studies I did. And basically, most of the advisors indicated that they have a lack of training. They're not really doing a proactive advising. Rather, they're doing a prescriptive advising and just basically focusing on registering the students, maintaining the enrollment, and not really providing tailored interventions. Also, low retention rates. Unfortunately, there are different issues and shortcomings that have led to declining enrollment or retention rates after enrollment, administrative errors, and also increased student dissatisfaction, highlighting also the need for a comprehensive technology-supported advising framework. I used to be an advisor many years ago, like prior to being a professor. I was an advisor for 8 years for the college and mostly advised doctoral students. And it was a little bit different because we were more advisors. Unfortunately, with all the cuts that have been going on in the higher education institutions since a decade ago, these tasks have been, put in only like 6 advisors, where we were in the past 10 years, like we used to be like probably 16 or 18 advisors. So now, of course, the enrollment has gone down, but still, some advisors have a large caseload versus other ones that have a smaller caseload, but still, it's a big challenge that we have encountered. So sorry that this slide doesn't want to hear. Okay, so the key challenge is increasing need for personalized support. Non-traditional graduate learners juggle work, family, and other responsibilities, as I previously mentioned, and they have creating unique needs and higher attrition risk. We currently have the one-size-fits-all advising model, where we usually do prescribing and we tell them you have to take this class, but sometimes the students don't really need that class or are registered even in the incorrect program. So it comes from day one, from admission, where the faculty mentor needs to come in. A little bit of the goal. What is the goal of this model that I'm proposing? To merge advisors, the faculty mentors, and AI tools, combine professional academic advisors, faculty mentors, and AI-driven platforms for a holistic approach. So this will enable a proactive intervention, a holistic advising model, and developmental advising model, and also improve the student satisfaction. And by improving student satisfaction, we will have lower attrition rates. Additionally, some industry insight, the AI-driven personalized advising. I recently took an AI certificate program, and in this AI certificate program, I had to do a capstone project identifying a problem in my organization and developing a tool for AI. So that's when I came up with this idea about proposing this advising model, which I will be explaining shortly. So national surveys indicate that higher education institutions are increasingly adapting predictive analytics and chatbots to be able to improve their services. Early adopters have reported success and boosts also in student engagement and reduced the advisor workload. Or, the workload can still be the same, but distributed differently and applied correctly to help the students succeed. More about the industry context. Why is personalized advising important? Well, the higher education industry is changing, and it recognizes the importance of personalized academic advising, particularly for non-traditional students, which, are juggling different responsibilities. Also, right now, another factor comes into play, which is the mental health. Many of these students, I deal with them every day, and they're struggling with their mental health and other issues. So it's important that this service is personalized, so that students feel, that they're comprehended and that they are succeeding in their studies. The integration of the technology is very important right now. AI, I know there's a debate if it's helpful or not. However, a lot of higher education institutions are adopting it, and this tool can enhance student success and reduce attrition rates because it can help develop data that can trigger which students are doing good, which students need a little bit of more help, and that's where the tool will be helpful. Also, this will create a competitive advantage for universities. The institutions that effectively leverage AI can provide a comprehensive and personalized advising service, and they will gain a significant advantage versus the other ones that are not doing it. And, a way to promote themselves can be, we use this personalized or this model of advising, and this can help attract and retain the current students. For those of you that are not familiar with academic advising, I'm just going to give a little bit of background about what academic advising is. The National Academic Advising Association, better known as NACADA, defines academic advising as teaching and learning process that facilitates students understanding the meaning and purpose of higher education and helps them to develop their educational and career plans. Why is advising important, especially for non-traditional students? Traditional students, as we know, they live on campus. Basically, that's what they do, study, focus on their career, and that's it. Non-traditional students, many have been like 10 years or more that have been out of school. So they're kind of disconnected. Some of them, they just go back to school to probably improve their lives, get a better job or get better opportunities in their current job. But, they need the extra help. So that's the critical educational process. And academic advising is not going to be just an administrative function, just to tell them what to register for, but it's also a critical educational process that will support students in navigating the different resources that the university has in their academic journeys. Also, academic advising will help with student development. Effective advising will help students clearly identify their career goals, understand their degree requirements, the policies of the university, and explore different career options. This is the importance of academic advising. Well, first, academic advising will help with student success. It will help with retention. It will enhance satisfaction. Also, it will help students or guide students make informed decisions toward their degree programs. And finally, adequate advising services are going to be vital for fostering student success and retention, particularly among non-traditional learners who may face unique challenges like the ones I have previously mentioned. So the role of learning in advising, as I always say, as a professor, advising is also teaching. And for the students, it's going to be learning. Students are going to get acquire knowledge because advisors will be well versed in the different academic policies, procedures, degree requirements, and available resources that they will be able to share with the students. Also, it will help develop skills with the students. Ongoing professional development, it's going to equip advisors with the necessary tools to support the students effectively. And not only in one of the research studies I conducted, the only training, for example, the advisors have received were of the systems of the university, okay, how to use Banner, how to use the degree works. However, they lacked a training in, for example, what are the best practices to deal with non-traditional students. When a student calls and say, hey, I just left the hospital because I was suffering from depression, what do I do? And we can refer them to different other resources of the university. We have like a mental health center when we can refer them. And, they have up to 10 appointments free of charge because it's part of their student services fee. Or I'm struggling with this class because, I'm not a good writer. So then they can refer them to the Writing and Communication Center. So all these tools that advisors need, they don't have this training on how to deal with these difficult issues. Time management, that's another one where non-traditional students struggle. So that way, these basically having professional advisors along with faculty mentors provide the students these tools will help with the retention and the success of the students. Best practices, continuous learning is going to keep advisors informed about the best practices on emerging traits in higher education. Okay, advising as an integral component of student growth and success. Advising is going to provide a supportive environment. Sometimes students just call the advisors to have a conversation, a brief conversation, word of support. Also, developmental approach where students and advisors have a 50-50 responsibility. There are different approaches of advising. Developmental is one of them where, the advisor can tell the student, you need to follow this, and the student has to make sure they follow the recommendations of the advisor. And that's when they build the relationship of trust and support among each other. Also, meaningful interactions. This advising strategy will help interactions with and increase interactions with advisors. The students can interact, under personal growth, their personal goals, and identify strengths and weaknesses, and see how they can be successful with their degree program. And also it's going to provide them with empowerment. By providing personalized guidance and support, academic advisors will play a crucial role in empowering students to achieve their academic career aspirations. Let me talk a little bit about the AI tool that I'm proposing. So, first, why AI in advising? Well, AI in advising can help enhance student support and also institutional efficiency. AI can be a proactive student support tool. AI can help promote what it's called the early alert systems, where a student, for example, we have the policy in our university, when you get 1F, then you're placed in academic warning. So these early alert systems, even within the class, if a student is not submitting an assignment or has been falling behind, the professor can go into the system, put a note, and then the early alert system can pop up, and then the advisor can see what is going on with the student. It will help identify at-risk students based on attendance, academic performance, and engagement patterns. Right now, it's just like the way we're using it is the professor emails me, for example, and then I email the advisor, hey, this student is MIA completely. Please call her or call him to make sure they're doing okay. And that's how we're handling right now this very, rustic, I would say, way of early alert intervention. Nonetheless, some professors are like, they're adults. If they want to study, fine. If they don't, too bad. And then that's when, the Fs come in, or an incomplete at the end, or issues come in, and then that's when students start, dropping from the classes. Then the increased advisor efficiency, how is it going to show up? Well, by automating routine tasks, the AI will help, with probably a 24/7 chatbot, help answer common questions. Sometimes the student just calls to say, oh, when does the term start? Or when does registration begin? So this AI chatbot can help answer these frequently asked questions and help the advisor focus on other tasks, on like advising, rather than just doing these easy Q&A procedures. Also, the AI tool will help with personalized student experience because it will provide like a customized academic pathways. It can help based on the student's career goals or career interest. It can design a program or a pathway that will help the student be successful throughout their lives. Sometimes students get confused with a degree. For example, we offer a Master of Science in Leadership and a Master in Educational Leadership. And the educational leadership is, for example, to become a principal or an assistant principal, because versus a Master of Science in Leadership is just to be a leader in any type of organization. So sometimes the students register, they get confused. They just see the word leadership and they don't really know which leadership they're going to. So that's where the issue starts coming in after the first term or second term, and they're like, oh, but this doesn't look like good to me. So that's why this AI tool can help identify those issues. So this is a proposed AI-driven advising model. It's a framework that some other universities are using in a limited phase right now, but it's getting there. It's the integrated advising model. The integrated advising model is going to include the professional academic advisors, the faculty mentors, and the AI tool. This framework is going to be based on collaboration. It's going to foster teamwork between the advisors and the faculty, and of course, the students. It's going to have defined roles. It's going to clearly define the responsibilities for the advisors and then for the faculty mentors. And also, it's going to be a structured process. It's going to implement a well-defined advising workflow. What are some of the retention challenges we're facing and their impact? Well, as I mentioned previously, we have declining enrollment, and as a result, revenue loss. Right now, there's a lot of institutional loss. The institutions are losing tuition revenue based on the attrition rates from the students. Also, there's an increased advisor and faculty workload. A lot of, it's not that the roles are not defined, So a lot of students are not even assigned an advisor. They don't have a faculty mentor. They're just asking whoever they can to provide and to receive the support. Also, there's lower institutional reputation and accreditation risks. By having declining retention rates and graduation rates, also this may affect the university in rankings, accreditation, and other, employer confidence in graduates and other issues. The goals of this advising model is to reduce the dropout rates by identifying at-risk students, also to provide personalized data-driven support, and finally to enhance operational efficiency and advisor workflows. This model will help provide and produce reports that are going to be helpful for the administration to see how to be able to continue focusing on developing other issues rather than just focusing on issues that are, a waste of time. So this will be a high impact mentoring, and advisors will be freed up from some clerical stuff that they're doing, as I mentioned previously, and will help the advisors be able to produce that holistic developmental approach. So this is how the model will look. It will be composed of the professional academic advisors, which will be providing the day-to-day administrative and academic support, then the faculty mentors, which will deliver discipline-specific advice and guide the research projects. Also, the AI application, which will be producing the analytics, the chatbots, and the early alert systems. So this model will be creating a holistic student-centered support system. Collaborative data sharing ensures everyone can be on the same page and will provide relevant information, promoting consistency in communication and also on support. These are, like, for examples, the way I designed the responsibilities for the faculty and for the professional advisors. First, for the professional advisors, some of their key duties will be modified. They will still be in charge of enrollment and registration guidance. They will handle case management and student monitoring, policy interpretation, and resource materials. Also collaborate with the faculty mentors. They will be, support system. Again, these advisors will have a larger caseload. For example, they can have between 300 to 350 students per advisor, depending on the program. Some advisors will, be assigned to 2 programs or 3 programs, depending. And then some essential tools will be the systems we use in our university, which are, for example, banner and degree audits and AI dashboards, which I will be talking a little bit more ahead of time. So on the other hand, this will be the roles of the faculty advisors. The faculty advisors will mentor. They will have a smaller caseload, usually 20 to 25 students, because we need to remember that faculty are also, working on teaching, scholarship, and service. So this will be part of teaching and service. They will have 10 to 25 students per faculty member, depending on their other responsibilities, and it depends on the program. They will be discipline specific. The education faculty that focus on state-approved programs, they have to focus on that. The ones from criminal justice on criminal justice, the ones for technology, etc., they will focus on those areas. And this will add value. They will add value. They will provide their academic expertise, career pathway guidance, and making sure that they're enrolled in the right program and to have the professional networks and advanced training they need for their workplace. The summary of the AI application. There are different applications. Universities can create their own AI application. It will be a little bit harder, but it's a way of doing it. And this AI application will enhance the integrated advising model of the 3 persons, which will be the professional advisor, the faculty mentor, and the AI tool. And also the graduate non-traditional students will be able to use this tool and learn from it. This AI tool will facilitate efficient communication. It will be a dashboard where everyone will see the communication they have been having with the student. It will address unique challenges. Whenever, a student reaches out to the university, either to their advisor or to the faculty mentor, everything will be documented. Even the chatbots, if they communicate with the student, everything will be documented in the student record, and it will provide the predictive analytics and the reports we need to see any intervention we need to do with the student and to see how, the retention has been improving. Also, this tool will provide student engagement because this innovative approach will improve the student engagement and retention while streamlining the advising process, ultimately fostering a more supportive and educational environment. This is a tool I am proposing after doing different research and looking at the tools we currently have at the institution. EAV Navigate has an AI tool now. It's a new model that came up last year. It has been successful in some higher education institutions. We currently have it, but we have, as I call it, the basic model. We don't have this advanced AI model. So this is the one I proposed. It has the early alert system. It automatically identifies at-risk students, proposing timely outreach. The different faculty members will have access to these early alert systems in their class, and they will be able to put a ticket when a student is MIA. The predictive analytics, it will generate any risk scores and alerts based on the student data. Also, it has a 24/7 chatbot, which will answer all the routine questions, freeing the advisors and the faculty mentors for a higher level intervention. And it's something that it's very structured and has been proven to be successful. So it uses natural language processing. It uses NLP capabilities to engage students in conversations, gathering information about their academic progress, career goals, and personal challenges. Sometimes, there are a lot of students that not all of them need this personalized support. Some of them like to be independent. They don't want to talk to anyone. So this model will also be tailored towards those. Some of the benefits also is the accessibility. It operates 24/7, accommodating irregular students. Some of our students have 2 or 3 jobs, weekends, etc. So if at 2 in the morning they're, at work or something, they can log in and, find out the information they have. It also provides efficiency. It's gonna automate initial assessment process, reducing workload or academic advising caseloads. This model also is going to produce the predictive analytics. The predictive analytics nowadays are extremely important because they integrate the data. They integrate the data for various sources from our different systems, even our learning management system that we use in the university. It provides a pattern analysis. It will analyze patterns in the student behavior and performance data to identify any potential risk. It's going to be a proactive intervention. It will, at flagging all these at-risk students. It will provide a proactive outreach, even from the faculty mentor or the professional advisor, and will be able to provide the support, both the academic advisors, the faculty mentors, and the student needs. Also, it will provide personalized course recommendations. I know that at the graduate level, sometimes we don't offer that many courses every term. However, depending on the student's schedule and everything, it will be able to help tailor learning plans. The AI will suggest courses that aligns with their student goals, especially that term. It will enhance their academic experience, and also it will ensure relevance to their career objectives. The AI tool will increase engagement, as I mentioned previously. The student will be identified with the institution, with the different resources the institution has, and also data-driven decisions when, making recommendations about how to proceed with a program or course offerings for the following course frequencies or course offerings for the future. This tool can help provide the data. Also, it will help, see how the past performance on the student went, also how it's going, and, how it will do a predictive analytic for the future. The AI enhanced communication tools, it will be the natural language processing, as I mentioned before. It will provide feedback mechanisms and also efficient interactions. This is a little bit repetitive. So this is a pilot phase where we are right now. We're in the piloting where we're doing data collection. Right now, I'm gathering ongoing data from the students' interactions. Right now, we're trying the model where I'm just collecting data from the students and see, based on my previous research, how, their interactions with our advisors work, how this new model, including the faculty mentor, can help. And to see the pattern analysis, is to identify trends in student behavior and also the outcomes. Then we will be focusing on the model refinement to adjust any algorithms in AI based on the new insights that we receive from the students, and then to improve the support. So this is a model that it's taking, a little bit of time because it takes time to convince the administration, etc. These are the metrics for the success. It's a 5% retention increase. Then this will help create like a 375,000 additional revenue, and then a $30,000 cost savings. Why? Because it will reduce retention. So hopefully by the next couple of years, I will have those analytics or those metrics more refined. Then the enhancement of the existing technology, the AI application, will be improved, making sure that it's working fine. It will have different training stages. First, it will be for the person that will be handling all these departments, then training for the professional advisors, training for the faculty mentors, and then for the students as well. These, all the tasks, all the analytics and everything, involves a lot of training. Also, this tool will help solve new problems. It will emerge challenges in the higher education sector, particularly in growing the population of non-traditional students who, have the problems with the flexible and accessible support. So what will be the institutional benefits of this integrated advising model? Well, it will be a first mover advantage, pioneering an AI-driven advising model. Not a lot of universities, especially here in South Florida, have this model. Also, it will enhance student support. It will provide operational efficiency, data-driven insights, and most importantly, to help support the students. What is the financial viability? Well, of course, there's going to be an investment component. More or less, the investment components entails between 50,000 to 200,000. The training and support between 10,000 and 30,000 annually. And the maintenance and updates, it's between 5 to 15,000 per year. And finally, the marketing and promotion, 5 to 20,000, because this model will be used to attract new students. What are the expected returns? Well, the increased retention rates, which can have a potential 375,000 additionally revenue. The enhanced student satisfaction, and word of mouth is very important nowadays. And also the operational efficiency, which can have an annual savings. This is the ROI calculation, which I just mentioned. And finally, these are tools that will be integrated to train also the students. For example, an orientation and onboarding, a pre-orientation first. Once the student is admitted into the university, they will receive the introductory materials and short videos, welcoming emails with the video guides on how to use the system, the video experiences, highlighting the AI tool and who will be, their assigned faculty mentor and their professional advisor, how to schedule appointments, etc. Then we will have an advising syllabus, which will outline the learning outcomes. As I mentioned at the beginning, advising is like teaching. So we will take it seriously, have an advising syllabus. Many higher education institutions have, do this, and basically they will have a course in Canvas where they have to complete quizzes, and this orientation support system in the first term. And then the AI chatbot for frequent asked questions, which will be the 24/7 service. Then we will have the orientation and onboarding. This will be the actual orientation. We will have a meet and greet. The majority of our students are online. We have some regional campuses where students attend hybrid classes. So we will have the live orientation for those students attending the regional campuses, and then the meet and greet for the online students with synchronous sessions. Then we will have training on the advising platforms. So that way the students are aware of Navigate and the other applications that we will be using, the degree works, etc. Then we will have also automated reminders. That's a cool thing about the AI system. It will be sending reminders about when registration begins, the course schedule, etc. And the first time advising appointments will be available so that students can schedule one-on-one appointments with their faculty mentor and their professional advisor. How to measure the success and experiment design for this project? Well, the key metrics will be the retention rates, graduation rate, and time to complete the degree, the advisor and student satisfaction. This will be done right now, like I'm doing focus groups and surveys. This will be done the same way, and the AI utilization reports. Then the experimental design will be using the A/B test with treatment groups using the EAB Navigate, and also the control group using traditional advising. The timeline of at least one academic year will be used with mid-semester checks to see how it's working. The organizational and human factors. Well, first, leadership buy-in, which, that's where it was, and they asked me to make sure that this is a model we're following, and that's where we're in the pilot phase. Then the advisor and faculty engagement through training and ongoing user support. Change management, of course, this will involve changes and regular feedback loops and workshops to be able to see, what we need to change and what we need to modify. And then the data governance, ensure data accuracy and also FERPA compliance. We have to make sure we follow all the FERPA requirements. Now, this would be the timeline and next steps. Right now, as I mentioned previously, I'm on phase 1 on the planning and the piloting. So we're finalizing the model, the budget, and also collecting some basic data to make sure, that this is needed. Well, phase 2, actually, that's where I am. On the pilot program, just starting it, we haven't trained advisors or faculty yet because we're still in the negotiation phase of the AI tool. And then we expect to do the full rollout within the next 6 to 12 months, hopefully by the fall term, to expand to other graduate programs and then ongoing training. And then the phase 4 would be the continuous improvement, which would be basically 12 months over with the regular evaluations, updates, collecting data and making sure everything is working fine. So what are the benefits for the students using this personalized integrated advising model? It will be personalized support, as I mentioned previously. It will provide proactive intervention. This is very important because the early alert systems will help us identify those students that need, special attention or will need the extra help. The 24/7 access, the chatbots will help us provide those frequently asked questions, round the clock answer and support with the common questions. And then it will be a streamlined communication when everyone in this integrated system, everyone will be on the same page and will know what's going on with the students. Also, the benefits for faculty and advisors. Well, as I mentioned previously, for faculty mentors, they will get to spend more time for in-depth academic discussions. They will have better insights into the student progress and needs. This can help them even create better syllabi for their classes because, they can see how they can improve their classes. And it will be a streamlined communication with advisors. For the professional advisors, it will reduce some clerical, I would say, burden. Data-driven insights for a proactive support. They will be able to provide a more developmental and holistic approach, and the improvability to focus on high impact interventions. What are some of the potential challenges? Well, the technology adoption, sometimes the challenge is the resistance to change, resistance to new systems. But how to mitigate this challenge? Well, by comprehensive training and ongoing support to both the faculty mentor and to the professional advisors. Also maintaining personal touch. Sometimes the reliance on AI can lose the personal touch. However, how to mitigate it? Emphasize that AI is basically a tool to enhance and not to replace the human interaction. Then the data privacy concerns. Well, of course, ensuring FERPA compliance is extremely important. So how to mitigate it with robust data governance policies and also regular audits. We have our OIT department that can help us maintain that. The scalability, the challenge is managing growth and how to mitigate it with modular implementation and also regular capacity assessments. Some of the metrics for evaluating the success of the integrated advising model. First is the student relationship rates, the percentage of students that are remaining enrolled in the program of study. Then also the academic performance, see how this model is, identifying the high-risk students and helping them, with the course completion and maintaining a good GPA. Having student satisfaction scores while conducting surveys and other tools to measure that the tool is working or the advising model is working, and the operational efficiency metrics to be able to help, these reports that are going to be produced from the tool will basically help produce time savings for the academic advisors and reduction in routine inquiries. And finally, the academic performance indicators. Here's a little summary of the interpreting metrics for the accountability, the actionability. And, you can see it there. It's just a summary. Now, the AI ML techniques for the application, it would be the supervised learning. There are two types of learning with the AI tools, unsupervised or supervised, but this will definitely use supervised learning, which is to analyze historical student data to predict the outcomes. Also, we have the predictive analytics that will help identify at-risk students, and then the natural language processing, which will enable effective interaction between the AI, the students, and their advisors. Now, what are some of the data acquisition and management? First, the data sources will be the student information systems, the learning management systems, which we use Canvas, so we will get the data from there, and then the surveys and feedback forms. Then the data ownership and privacy, we will use instructional ownership, FERPA compliance, and also ethical data handling, which we usually do. But, with this tool, we will ensure that we comply with those federal laws. And also the data integration, we will use API development, data warehousing, and regular data audits. Now, what are some of the organizational and human factors? Leadership support, faculty and staff buy-in, training and professional development, constant. It will have to be constant and comprehensive. Of course, there will be change management because this is something that we don't implement currently, but it will help create a plan to address potential resistance and facilitate support, and also continuous feedback and improvement. This will help establish all the channels for ongoing feedback and to refine the AI application and continue the training. So here are some, future possibilities and expansion once we implement this integrated advising model. First, the AI-powered curriculum planning. By obtaining all the data, the interactions with the faculty and the students, it can probably help create a personalized course recommendations, career goals, and as I mentioned previously, probably create some curriculum and syllabus adjustments. Also, virtual reality advising sessions. Of course, this will need uh, more support from administration, but create immersive meetings for distance learnings and enhance their management and support, and predictive career planning. So AI analysis of job market trends to guide the long-term professional goals of the students. And finally, cross-institutional collaboration, sharing, probably centralizing the system and providing guidance and support to all students, not only for the College of Education and School of Criminal Justice. So that's it. And I don't know if anyone has any question.
Well, I know the Blackboard has had predictive analytics and early warning for a number of years now. And applications like Starfish has provided much of the same thing. So we're getting there.
Yes, and actually, yeah, the starfish I saw it was also like Navigate, like the one we're currently using. So they're using all these AI tools to be able to help with the to identify the at-risk students and provide the, support their retention. Sharing here. Here it goes.
I know when I left the university, like a lot of schools, they had a bot online that you could ask questions of, but it was so basic while, and I think it's really improved since then.
Yes. Thank you, Caroline. Yeah, the dean from my school then later said she wanted to implement this not only for the graduate students, but also for the undergrad students, which are the traditional, because she thinks it would also fit them.
Well, unless Knox has something exciting to say. Yes.
Oh, that would be great. Hmm. That's interesting because yeah, for Canvas, when we have large enrollment courses, I have been thinking about the same because I manage like all the dissertation and capstone projects for the doctoral students, and we have like one course, non-credit course, that we house in Canvas, but it doesn't have like the 24/7 support, like I was saying for the chatbot. But we just have a non-credit course that is called the Dissertation and SRP Support Services. And that's where we integrate like videos and we guide the students towards it. For example, for the dissertation, we make them do to pass through Turnitin. There are different stages of the dissertation, like the proposal or then the final report, because of the high levels of plagiarism. So we have to do that. And we use that portal to, provide resources for each of the benchmarks of the dissertation, each of the chapters. So maybe, for those high enrolled courses, maybe creating a non-credit course in Canvas can help. But it would be great to have the chatbot integrated. Maybe Canvas will start selling one chatbot to help with those.
Yeah, it's like I mean these classes have a few thousand students
Mm,
total over multiple sections. And I'm just thinking, and our group of instructors have already assembled a nice like FAQ document
mm.
where, when we get an email from a student, odds are we've already answered the similar question before, so we just kind of copy and paste and make whatever minor personalization adjustments we need to. And yeah, I'm just thinking of whether like a chat agent embedded in Canvas could sort of do that too.
Well, definitely, that would be the solution. Of course, the students need to know how to use, well, you work mostly with undergrad students, right?
Right. Yeah, undergrads.
They're more like tech savvy, but like my students are not that techy. Some of them are, but I would tell you 50-50. So for the ones that are not, you have to, sometimes it's like, I cannot complete this in the IRB platform, which is very simple. So I have to log into Zoom and tell them how to do it. And those
Mhm.
are the ones that take your time. But that agent or chatbot would definitely will help you with those FAQs, to be honest, because they take a lot of time with the,
I'm
I hear
surprised
you.
Canvas doesn't have something like that.
Uh,
Well,
Odds are I could look on the Canvas community pages and maybe several faculty have already requested that. So it might even be in
I know
under construction.
when I was in Pennsylvania, the state system, we had D2L, and
mm,
we had a pretty close relationship with them, and we could ask for things like that, and they would often go ahead and develop it rather than us have to do it. Of course, it helped when you have 100,000 students. They're responsive. I would think they do same thing for Penn State, but that would seem to be for any LMS vendor nowadays. That would seem to be a great thing to have. It shouldn't be on the institution. They have to develop something like that.
yeah, I think they're doing because when I was doing all the research for this, I saw that like while reading so many vendors and because I had to try to select one or two, like Starfish, I saw it, I saw the EAB Navigate, but I saw that Canvas was already working on something, but I don't know how long it's gonna take and how much it will cost institutions because each add-on costs money. It's like Zoom, that in like the AI companion costs something, and my university doesn't pay for the AI companion. Like for the Zoom Translate, since we have Spanish speaking students, they finally decided to pay for that feature, but only another faculty member and I have it. That's it. The rest of the faculty don't have it. So they do it on a case by case.
Yeah, it's like that everyone, faculty, staff, students at this university can get access to Microsoft's Office 365, and that has the Copilot thing.
Mhm.
So that kind of already has I guess, capability. It's just a matter of feeding it the information relevant to our class
Yeah,
as its uh, sort of reference.
yeah, correct.
Oh,
But we'll see.
anything else?
No, but thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yeah.
No, Virginia, thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Thank you. And
And I,
enjoy
I'm
your
glad I got to,
Valentine's weekend.
Mm. So, what was that, Bob?
I'm glad I got to meet you, at least
Oh,
virtually.
yeah. Well, this is the first year I'd heard of this, but yeah, this is wonderful.
Yeah, it is.
I hope to
Very
see you
nice
next
job,
year.
Finally, you're done.
So that concludes the conference for this year. Woohoo!
Ooh.
Anyway,
Thank you so
yeah,
much.
thank you for your time, both of you. I hope,
Mhm.
Knox, I hope this has been a valuable experience. I'm
It has.
gonna recuperate and start doing planning for next year.
Yes. And rest. Feel
Have a
better.
good well, take the rest of the day off.
Thank you.
Well, it is
Will
five
do.
o'clock here, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
5 o'clock here as well.